Welcome to the Veterans Archives podcast, where we honor our nation's veterans by preserving and sharing their stories. You can also hear Veterans Archives on Wreaths Across America Radio every Thursday at 5 p.m. To learn more about our mission, watch veteran interviews, or find out how to record a veteran story, please visit veteransarchives.org. And if you or a veteran you know needs support or resources, we encourage you to download the Battle Buddy app from vetlifetoday.org. Today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2026. We're talking with Chris Bersano, who served in the United States Navy. So good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for having me at your home this early.
Of course.
All right. We'll dive right in. When and where were you born, Chris?
I was born in 1975 in White Cloud.
Okay. And did you grow up in White Cloud?
I don't remember much of my childhood. My biological mother was an addict.
Oh, okay.
So I know I was born in White Cloud, but the only memories I have is Detroit.
Okay.
So we bounced around quite a bit. I'm assuming she followed the supply line, if you will,
right,
to wherever she needed to go, and what.
And you were with her the whole time then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And ended up in Detroit, and that's kind of your earliest childhood memories then?
Yeah. Right. Only white boy around in the entire neighborhood.
Yeah. How was that?
Eye-opening.
Yeah.
But it was good. Everybody's got their own perspective. Mm-hmm. And for me, it quickly made me learn from different perspectives of it's not everything that appears in my own eyes.
Right.
It made me start looking at things from different angles, which has actually served me pretty well throughout my entire life so far.
Yeah. Now, were you in Detroit for a long time? Is that where you sort of grew up?
For a number of years. And then she had moved to, by the time I was 8, she'd moved to Wayne, Michigan.
Okay.
Right across from John Glenn High School. Some things went down. Even at 8 years old, I'd realized this is not an environment for me, so I kind of forced the issue. Mm-hmm. And she dropped me off at the local police station on the steps and drove off. And so the cops came out. One thing led to another, and next thing I know, I was in the boys' home in Detroit, being put in the system through foster care, and my aunt and uncle luckily adopted me. So I got to stay within the family. So now there's quite the distinction between a biological mother versus my mom.
Right.
It's kind of warped in a weird way where my biological mother technically now is my aunt, and my aunt is now my mom. Mm-hmm. But the way I've always looked at it from that point on is my mom is the person who raised me. My biological mother is just the person who gave birth to me.
Right.
There's huge distinction in there.
And how long were you in the system before you were able to be adopted by your aunt?
Well, so this was 80s, 83-ish. Family had up to 30 days to adopt you. And then after that, you were open to the general public, if you will.
Okay.
And so I think on the 29th day, my aunt and uncle said, "Hey, you want to come live with us? It beats this place."
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go.
How did that feel as an 8-year-old to be left on the steps of the police department?
I'm sure some of it was, I felt kind of abandoned, but at the same time, also, I forced the issue.
Okay.
I literally told my biological mother, I'm not coming back home. I'm not dealing with this stuff. She had a boyfriend who she ended up marrying. It was like, I'm going to give you the choice. Either you're going to have him or you're going to have me, but you're not going to have both. Mm-hmm. And so she made her choice, and I was like, okay, you make your choice. Now you got to live with it.
Yeah.
I've already made my choice, and that's just, it is what it is.
So you go, and now where did your aunt and uncle live?
In Taylor.
In Taylor,
Yep.
Okay. And so really that's you get enrolled in school in Taylor,
Yep.
and you kind of start your life then.
Yep. I finished out elementary school in Taylor, went to middle school, graduated from high school in Taylor. The high school that I graduated from, I was the last graduating class, and then they tore the high school down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, you guys must have really wrecked that building.
Well, in Taylor, there was 3 high schools. And for whatever reasons, I'm sure it has something to do with budgetary concerns, they reduced it down to 2. And my school just happened to be the one that got picked to be demolished.
Oh, okay. So speaking of school, did you have like favorite subjects? Did you play sports? What was school like for you?
School was an escape for me. A lot of kids in high school, they dreaded going to school every day. I absolutely enjoyed going to school every day. It was away from the chaos. It was away from the break. When I lived with my biological mother, to kind of give you a rough idea, my quote unquote backyard to play in was Wayne Road to Newburgh, or Vinoy, sorry. It was like a big square mile where they didn't care what I did. So as long as I stayed within those 4 major roads, I could do whatever I wanted to do. When my aunt and uncle adopted me, I had asked for permission just to leave the yard. And that was a complete culture shock.
Yeah.
And I was very rebellious as a kid, more than the average or typical. So to go from one extreme to the other and have to ask just to leave the yard, I couldn't go across the street to go play with a friend on my own. I couldn't handle that. And so my dad wanted to enroll me in the Scared Straight program, if you remember those from back in the day.
Oh, I do. I remember Scared Straight.
Yeah, just to kind of get the rebelliousness out of me enough. So it was, to go to school, to me, it was a break.
Right.
I got to not have to deal with rules. I mean, there was rules and stuff in school, but you got freedom. And as long as you know how to play the system, you got a lot more freedom than you realized.
Oh, yeah.
And I learned that at an early age. So I go to school every day. No problem. Play sports? Absolutely. Get to hit people and I don't have to get in trouble? Sign me up.
Yeah, where's the downside to that?
Right? Yeah, so I played anything and everything I could get my hands on. I started playing baseball. I think it was about 9. And I played all the way up into freshman or sophomore year of high school. Played basketball for a number of years. I was also very, very short up until my senior year. I was like 5'4".
Oh.
Yeah. And then my senior year, I came back and I was 6'1". So
That's quite a growth spurt.
yeah. Yes, it was. So to play basketball at 5'4" was a challenge, but I never shy away from challenges. But I got tired of getting beat on. 5'4", I'm jumping up and touching people's knees.
Right. Right.
I played football, loved football, loved playing linebacker, get to run around and hit people and not get in trouble for it. Nothing wrong with that one.
Right.
I love hockey. So I played as much as I could, as often as could, and with whatever I could find. Just get the aggression and try to get the rebelliousness out of me, I think.
Yeah.
Without realizing that's what I was doing.
Yeah. That's funny looking back, like on the things we did as kids.
Yeah.
How it all starts to make sense. Like, for instance, you didn't really appreciate the rules at your aunt and uncle's house, but was there some part of you think that was relieved to finally have some boundaries?
When I got older and I looked back on it, I was like, okay, now I can understand what they were trying to do, why they were the way that they were. I don't hold any resentments or anything to what happened. But at the time, it was just like, I'm not dealing with this.
You're a kid.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I'd say probably after I got out of the service, it was like, okay, now I can understand what you were trying to do. I don't necessarily agree with the methods that you chose, but I understand. So I take the same methodology, just different approach with my kids.
Right.
Try to teach them the structure and rules and guidance, and just don't go to the extremes that I went through.
Right. Kind of stay in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. So you get through high school. Did you join the service right away then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. A lot of people in high school, they're studying for the ASVAB and the ACTs and not the ASVAB, but the ACTs, SATs.
Yeah.
I never studied a day in my life for that stuff. Everybody else in my class, we got a study group. We got to go here. I'd fall asleep in class. I knew right away I was not going to go to college. I was done with school after 12 years, get my high school diploma. I would be the first one in my entire family to have one. Figured that was a good enough accomplishment. And the Gulf War started in 91, I think it was.
Yeah.
I graduated in 94. It was still going on. So I was like, well, I've lived a longer life than I've already expected. So let's go join up and serve. And worst case scenario, maybe I get to die as a hero.
I see. Well, it's an interesting perspective.
Well, you know, looking back on it, at the time, I didn't understand all this stuff. Now that I'm older, I can look back and everything that I was going through, I never expected to reach my teen years.
Okay.
When I lived with my biological mother in Wayne, all the kids that I grew up with, it was 3 outcomes: prison, dead, or a combination of the 2.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the few people that was able to get out of that environment and actually become a productive member of society. So to grow up in that kind of environment, I figured if I can make it till I'm 17, 18, 19 years old, I've lived a good life. And then when I got to that age, well, the war's going on. My grandfather served, my uncle served. Why not? I'll go serve. Worst case scenario, I just die a hero.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I never looked at it from that perspective, but yeah, I guess if you didn't expect to get where you were at, everything else is just a gift.
Yeah. That's how I looked at it. Like, you know, I was, not to jump too far ahead, but I was over in Kuwait City. And when the oil fields and all that was going on, and there's bullets flying, and you have the little ricochets coming off the ground, and everybody else was rightfully so fearful. I was just like, whatever. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
I used to work for a guy that said just a healthy amount of fear can help you out, but it doesn't sound like he even had a healthy amount of fear yet.
No, at that age, I had no fear.
Yeah.
And to this day, there's only 2 things that I really fear. 1 is sharks, 2 is snakes. After that, I ain't afraid of anything else.
Wow. It's funny. A lot of people I know from the military, snakes. This is like the number one fear. My son is terrified of snakes. Yeah. And he served in the infantry and the army. But so why the Navy?
Originally, it was going to be the Marines. I had a Marine recruiter show up to the house, and my dad was not happy about that, and told me that if I had another recruiter show up to the house, that he was going to let me know in no uncertain terms that it was not going to be accepted. And me being the rebellious kid that I was, I said, okay. I'd saved up enough money at the time. I bought my own car, paid for my own insurance, and I told my mom already, I'm going into the service. It's a foregone conclusion. I'm not going to go to college. I'm not going to continue living here at home. I'm leaving. And I started doing a little more research, realizing exactly what's out there. And so I decided, let's go be a Navy SEAL. The mental aspect, it's what I grew up in.
Yeah.
By the time I got to the boot camp, it was like, this is what the mental aspect came in. This is nothing.
Yeah, you people don't scare me.
No. And I literally, the night when you get into Great Lakes, you put all your stuff in your box, mail it back to your parents, make a phone call if you get lucky. That night I got in trouble.
Oh. What did you do?
I think I mouthed off. I don't remember exactly. Because I already shaved my head. I think I was already ready. I'd already went to the clippers and shaved my entire head bald. So when I got there, the CEOs at the time, different Navy back then.
Oh yeah.
They would say whatever they were saying, and me being who I was, like I mouthed off right back to them. Like, you guys don't scare me. Yeah. And so I had to stand there in front of everybody else, holding the pen with my 2 index fingers while they were off doing whatever. And that was the beginning of my journey.
Lesson learned.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling that's how that was going to go.
Yeah. It just, by the time I got to the fleet and I had met my first chief, he realized if he wanted an honest answer on any subject, he knew to come ask me. The day that I'd met him, I didn't know his rate. I didn't know. I just got to the boat, finally caught up to it over in the Gulf. And there was two of us reporting to the bosun mates. He asked the other guy a bunch of questions, turned to me, he asked me a bunch of questions. I failed out of A school. The other guy failed out of machinist mate or something.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly.
What A school were you at?
I went to signalman school.
Okay.
Down in Orlando.
Okay.
But I didn't know at the time he was the bosun mate chief. And so we're sitting in this little cramped office, and he's, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Well, what do you think about becoming a bosun mate? And without hesitation, without anything, I immediately responded with, no thanks, I need a real rate.
Oh. How did he respond to that?
Actually, surprisingly, very well. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't say anything negative back to me. I got told where to muster the next morning. And so, we're mustering midships. I don't remember if it was port or starboard, but and I'm the new guy, so I stand in the back. I don't want to draw any attention to myself. I need to learn the lay of the land first.
Right.
And so they introduced Chief Bosun Mate. I don't remember his name. And I immediately thought, I got 6 inches between me and some water. I guess I'm going to go swimming here in a minute. But the rest of the time I was on the boat, if he ever wanted an honest question or honest answer, he would come ask me. Okay. And we got along famously.
He probably respected you for just being honest and not trying to kiss up to him, basically.
Well, and I think he understood, like, my whole goal of being in the Navy is I wanted to become a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
In order to become a Navy SEAL, you first have to have a SEAL source rate.
Right.
And to me, that's all that I was focused on. Being a bosun mate, being a radio man, whatever. It didn't register with me that it actually existed. Looking back on it, probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. But at the time, I was so singularly focused, I just wanted to get to BUDS training as quickly as I could.
Yeah.
Not knowing all the steps and everything else is involved, but that was my sole focus. And here's what it is.
So how long were you in deck department then?
I got there in late 94, I think. Maybe beginning in 95, and I was there until 96 when I injured both my knees. And then I didn't know it at the time, but I had injured both my shoulders.
Oh.
And so they sent me to shore duty to start doing rehab for my knees. Was on shore duty until I got out in February of 98.
Okay.
So I think it was right around December 97. They said either you can go back to the fleet or you can get your medical discharge. And I said, well, my knees aren't fixed.
Right.
I guess I'm taking my medical discharge.
So how were you injured?
They never been able to really tell me. My initial diagnosis for my knees was PFT, patellofemoral syndrome. They said that you just wear out your patella tendon working and living on steel all day.
Yeah.
30 some odd years fast forward, and I met a doctor who looked at my knees and said, no, you have torn meniscus, you have this, you have that. And so I've had surgery on my left to get it fixed, wait and do surgery on my right.
Okay.
So, and then my shoulders, I was working out on the ship. I've always loved working out. And I was on a machine where it snapped back and both my shoulders popped out.
Oh.
Yeah. And, when you're over in the Gulf in the Navy, you got the dog doors and you got to undo them. This shoulder popped back in, thankfully. This shoulder completely was out. And so trying to undog the doors, get through the hatch, dog everything back down, finally got to medical. They put this arm in a sling and said, you'll be fine. So, okay. Get back to my duty section, and I don't remember, I think it was the first class, he'd said, well, you can't be underway with your arm in a sling. We're in the middle of a giant water.
Right.
I don't know what you're trying to tell me. After some back and forth, he had me toss my sling over the side of the boat. And
yeah, I mean, that's what you did, right? Back in the day.
Yeah.
If you you did what you did to function. Like,
Yeah.
you weren't there to take care of yourself.
Right. So then, what was it? 5 years ago, I had my left shoulder done. Come to find out, torn rotator cuff, torn leg, AC joint damage. The bicep tendon that attaches to the bone was torn, so it was pretty extensive.
Yeah.
And then 9 weeks ago, I just had my right shoulder done, and that was even worse.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor told me I was just short of having shoulder replacements, and I just been dealing with it this entire time.
Yeah.
Thinking I was like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon, like, oh, look at this party trick. I can snap my shoulder out of place and get out of a straitjacket.
Right. And I don't think you know how much pain you're in until you don't have it anymore, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a game changer when you get things fixed.
Oh, yeah.
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 So, what ship were you on?
The USS Gettysburg.
Okay, and you were, so where are they out of?
They were out of, at that time, Mayport,
Okay.
Florida.
So you, so it sounds like you were deployed out of Mayport then?
Yep.
Okay, and where did you go?
Let's see.
Was it a med cruise or a?
No, I caught up to the boat when they were already in the Gulf.
Oh, okay.
Because I failed out of A school in Orlando.
Yeah.
Did a bunch of flying, Orlando to Detroit to New York to Madrid to somewhere else in Europe to Sicily to Bahrain, and then took the kilo out to the boat. That was a long.
It's quite an adventure.
It was.
Yeah.
Very, got to see a lot of the world.
Yeah, in a very short period of time, right?
Yeah. When we flew into Madrid, the airport was actually closed.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen an airport closed, but we were allowed to land, and then they shuffled us through the airport in a single file line to catch another flight.
Wow.
And that was back in the days where active duty and family members could fly anywhere for like $10.
Mm-hmm.
So the planes were always full.
Yeah.
You know, I had people sleeping on and drooling on both shoulders.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I got to the boat. I can't remember exactly when, but I finally made it back to the boat. Did however many days. I don't have a clue. Came back through the Suez Canal, into the Med, back to the U.S. I think we were back in the U.S. for 2 weeks, just enough time for people to take some liberty. And then we left, went down to Florida, went up to New York for Fleet Week, went down to the Caribbean. We were always gone.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, I think it was, I was told we were gone for like 95% of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to see a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Join the Navy, see the world. That's what it was when I joined.
Yeah.
So you, so when you finally got back into port, is that when you went to medical and started getting evaluated, or?
No. When we got back, I flew ahead to take liberty.
Okay.
Because you could either take a week of liberty when we got there, I think it was a week, or you could fly ahead and take a week before the ship got there.
Oh, okay.
So that way half the ship could be gone, but half the ship would still be manned.
Right.
And so I was like, all right, well, if I got to pick one of the two, I guess I'll take an early one. And so came back home, surprised my parents, surprised some family members, went back down to Florida, and then eventually, after a lot of complaining, the doctors let me go on shore duty with my knees.
Okay.
Reported to shore duty, and I didn't really do nothing for my knees.
Right. Well, what'd you do on shore duty?
I worked at, I'm not even sure what it was called, Education and Training Office, I think it was what it was. But that's where you went and got the books back in the day.
Okay.
So if you wanted to study to become a first class, second class, whatever, in whatever rate it was, you would come to that office and request the books.
Oh, okay.
So it was a pretty nice gig, actually.
Yeah. Doesn't sound bad at all. And how long did you do that for?
Until I got out.
Okay. And you got out in 98, you said.
February 98.
So they medically discharged you in 98 then?
Yep.
What happens next?
Let's take a quick break.
Before we continue, we'd like to share a resource that may be helpful to veterans and their families. The Battle Buddy app from vetlifetoday.org is designed to connect veterans with support, resources, and a community that understands their experiences. If you or a veteran you know could benefit from those resources, we encourage you to download the Battle Buddy app and learn more at vetlifetoday.org.
I call it the Rambo syndrome.
Uh-huh.
If you remember the original movie, Rambo, he's complaining that, and much like myself, we went from operating all these multi-million-dollar pieces of equipment and being qualified to do all this stuff to I got to become a civilian again, and the best job offer I could find was $4 an hour.
Yeah.
And I just kind of laughed in the guy's face and was like, I'm worth more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me a number of years to acclimate to finally, okay, this is actually the real world, and this is what people actually have to deal with.
Right.
And so then I just took a job.
Mm-hmm.
I was dating and ended up marrying a girl who had kids, and so it just finally was, I don't know what it was, but finally the light bulb just went off in my head and was like, you got mouths to feed, dude.
Right.
Swallow your pride, start making a paycheck. And so I just did whatever I could find. Somebody would come along and offer me a little bit more money. I'd jump ship and go make some more money.
Mm-hmm.
Until 2006, I was working for IKEA over in Canton. It used to be a Super Kmart.
Yeah.
I was part of the group that converted it from the Super K to the IKEA. And I also went and signed up at ITT Tech
Mm-hmm.
to get my associate's degree. Well, IKEA people said, you can either have a paycheck or an education, but you can't have both. And I said, well, I choose education then.
Yeah.
And I walked off. So I went to school there. I was there for about 3 months, got to know some people, and I started working at the school.
Now, did you go to ITT Tech on the west side of Michigan then?
No, on the east side in Canton.
Oh, okay. So right there.
Yep.
Now, were you living at home at this point, or you're
No.
married and?
I was living in Belleville, Michigan.
Yeah.
Had my own place.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a big proponent of, well, you left the house. You wanted to be part of the real world.
You want to be a man? Go be a man.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I just figured out how to make it work from, from that point on.
Now, how long were you married?
At that one, I was married for 9 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things kind of crumbled and went our separate ways. And then I met my current wife, and we've been together ever since. And it's been together almost 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, where did you meet her?
Online.
Oh. It's not a surprising answer because
Not anymore, no.
No, I mean that's the standard answer.
Yeah.
And I've met plenty of people, and it. I think back when it first started out, it didn't work out very well, but
Right.
it's really worked out for people now.
Yeah. Well, and my wife is also divorced,
Uh-huh.
so we have that in common. But we talked for almost 6 months.
Yeah.
I think we talked for 3 months before we actually met each other. And then we would start hanging out on weekends. I was still living on the east side of the state.
Mm-hmm.
I was still coaching youth football, so I still had my commitments. My job was over on the east side of the state. And so it was just, I'm busy Monday through Friday and Saturday mornings, most of Saturdays, but we'll figure it out. And I think once I got done with that season of football is when we really started spending more time together and realizing, okay, this is something that we both want to pursue moving forward.
Yeah.
And so
I want to jump back a little bit.
Sure.
So you went to ITT Tech, and how long were you there before you got your associate's degree? Then
2 years.
2 years.
Yep.
And then, so where did you go to work once?
I went in 06, graduated in 08. First job I got right off the bat, literally like 2 weeks after graduating, was at Black & Veatch, electrical company. really liked it. Got along with everybody really well. But that's when always right around the time when the economy in the state really tanked.
Yeah. 2008 was not a good time for anyone.
No. And so low man on totem pole, totally understood it, got laid off, couldn't find a job to save my life. I think it was 2010 when I finally got a job. And coincidentally, the job that I got was out in Maine at a shipbuilder's facility, being a naval designer, the same shipbuilder that built my ship.
Is it Bath Iron Works?
It is.
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I moved out there. The ex-wife and the family moved out there. They caught up to me because I had to be there like real quick. And we still had a house and stuff here that, we had to get issued, but I needed to be there. So I just found a place out there that I could rent that was real cheap, and I just needed to put my head down at night.
Yeah.
That's all I cared about. I'm there to work. I don't care about nothing else. Give me a little bit of grub, a place to put my head down at night. Life's good.
So let me ask you this question because, Bath Iron Works they've got quite a history building Navy ships. What was it like having been in the Navy and now working at Bath Iron Works?
It was interesting to see it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Like I got to know, as a boatswain mate, I got to know the ship very intimately, all the crooks and crannies and where everything was. But to be the person designing this stuff, I could draw back on my experience, and then I could say, okay, this is not bad. But in my experience, when I was on the boat, putting whatever it might be in this location, not ideal. Why don't we move it wherever? And then the other nice thing about Bath Iron Works is they would bring people from the shipyard after they'd spent so many years. It was like a rotational thing, and they would put them in design. So the design people could ask them questions to get their real world experience. Because in a computer screen, you're just looking at circles and dots and squares and rectangles, and it's colorful and it's great, but that's all it is.
Right.
It was kind of funny because the guys from the shipyard that's been there for 30 years, they're the ones asking me questions. And here I am like 6 months into my employment at Bath Iron Works. But I had the real world experience of being on these things and living on them and everything else. So it was like a full circle moment for me.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. It was one of my dream jobs when I went to school for design. I always wanted to, either them or I don't even know what they're called anymore because I think they got bought out, the one down in Virginia. Yeah, I can't think of their name.
It was a long time ago for me. So.
Yeah. But anyways, that was, and at the time I didn't fully understand it, but I was like, well, it takes you 10 years to build a aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Let me build 3 of them and then I can retire.
Right.
So that's kind of how I looked at it. But I got the job at Bath Iron Works. Again, the economy started to tank. Low man on totem pole.
Right. How long were you there?
Almost 2 years.
Okay.
I survived the first 2 or 3 rounds of layoffs, but didn't survive the last round.
Right. So then what happens after that?
Me being who I am, like I fully invested into the whole mentality, just swallow your pride, go make a paycheck. And my resume had gotten pretty good.
Yeah.
And so I got a job offer to go up to Iron Mountain in Michigan. Well, me and the ex-wife at the time, we had our conversations, decided Maine's not the place. The kids want to move back to Michigan, move back to family, friends, something they're familiar with. And so, okay, well, let me go see what I can find. And so I took a job up at Iron Mountain. I was only up there for maybe a month. I was doing HVAC design on commercial ships, doing 3D design on a 2D system.
Oh.
I could do it.
Yeah.
But it just seemed very inefficient.
Yeah. Less than ideal.
Yeah. And then, what was it? So I knew that, and it was not a culture fit.
Yeah.
So then I got a job offer down in Cincinnati. So I took that, and I would commute back and forth on weekends. Down there, I was doing aeronautical design. So I thought, that'll enhance my resume.
Oh, yeah.
Got to work on a lot of engines of airplanes and stuff, and really see how all this stuff gets put together. Then I got an offer back in Michigan. I don't remember the city now, where I would be doing design plus project management. And I said, okay, well, project manager, that's another good enhancement for my resume. So I took that job. And project management portion of it was just me managing what I'm actually working.
Right.
Okay.
I'm going to do that anyway.
Yeah. Thanks for the false advertisement.
Yeah.
And then, I ended up getting a job at Johnson Controls. Well, it's called Johnson Controls now. At the time, it was called Tyco. And the recruiter called me and said, would you be interested? And I heard Tyco, and I thought toy company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. I'd be glad to be a designer for a toy company, get firsthand knowledge of all the toys and maybe some free stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a big kid at heart, so yeah.
No downside to any of that.
Right?
Probably not what you were going to do, though.
No, and they were going to pay me pretty well. Most money I've ever made in my life.
Yeah.
So that was another plus. Come to find out, it was fire alarm systems, which, okay, not toys, but not bad.
Yeah.
So I had to switch gears mentally, and I've been there ever since.
So in between all of this, you got married, or you got divorced, and then when did you get remarried? In while all of this is going on?
After I took the position where I'm at now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I did a lot of traveling. I like traveling.
Yeah.
I blame the Navy.
It'll do that to you.
Yeah. So I, can't find a job in the state. Okay. Let me go find someplace where it's still commutable.
Right.
Maybe not a daily commute. Maybe it's a weekend commute, but still making a paycheck. It's better than unemployment.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if I got to go up to Iron Mountain, I'll go up to Iron Mountain. If I got to go to Wisconsin, I'll go to Wisconsin. If I got to go down to Cincinnati, wherever, whatever. As long as I'm making a paycheck that will cover the bills to cover me wherever it is I'm working, plus pay for the bills at home.
Right.
If I can do that, I figure life is good. But yeah, me and the ex-wife got divorced. Me and my wife now, we met, like I said, about 10 years ago. And little over 3 weeks from today, we will be celebrating our 8-year anniversary. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And now working over here on the west side of the state, 2 kids.
2 kids.
One just in school.
Yep. 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
One that you can't see on camera, but I can see her from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Cute as a button.
Yeah.
And married now. Tell me about your life now.
Life's good. I'm at that stage in my life where I just don't let nothing bother me.
Yeah.
Got a good marriage, got good kids. I'm home every day. I get to work remote. So I get to spend all day, every day with both my kids when my one's not in school. I get to be an active participant in their lives, help just everything and everywhere. I don't have to travel nearly as much as I did before. I miss some of the traveling.
Yeah.
But as much as I might miss that, I enjoyed the time with my kids.
Yeah. Everything's kind of a trade-off, right?
Yeah. I still work a lot. I'll work 40 plus hours a week. I'm the crazy guy in my department that will do 60 hours for 8 months out of the year.
Whatever it takes, right, Chris?
Yeah. If that's what I have to do, then that's what I have to do. But I always set aside at the bare minimum 1 vacation week during the summer for family time. And then usually the last 2.5 weeks of December, I don't work at all. It's all strictly family time. And then depending on schedules and whatnot, we'll take some additional time. Just enjoying family life.
That's great. In fact, I think last week when we talked, you were getting ready to take a little vacation with the family. So, yeah.
Yeah, we took the kids up to Great Wolf Lodge up in Traverse City.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they had a ball. Second year in a row we've taken them up there. So they both are water kids. They love being up there.
I loved taking my kids to Great Wolf, but I'll tell you what, like by 7 o'clock, I was worn the heck out.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't even know how they got all that energy to do all that.
Yeah, I joke with my wife all the time. Like, how can I tap in?
Yeah.
I need some of that energy.
You need to be able to bottle it, right?
If I could do that and sell it, I'd never have to work a day in my life.
Oh, no, exactly. So we've covered a lot this morning. We've talked about a lot of things. One thing I recognize is, prior to going on camera, we had talked about how you had joined the Navy and you were planning on being a lifer, but life happens, right? And then we end up probably where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so with all that said, I really just have one last question to ask. And that is for someone who's listening to the story 100 years from now, what advice would you give them? What would you like them to take away from our conversation today?
The best advice would be have a plan, but don't be married to it. Mm-hmm. Be open to what comes your way, because what comes your way might be better than what you were planning on doing. My idea was, by the time I was 38, if I lived that long first, because I want to become a Navy SEAL, go to war, do all that fun stuff, just like every little boy, retire at 38, and then, go do whatever I want to go do. I did enough of doing everything else, but that's not how life worked. And now I'm blessed with a good marriage with 2 kids. It's better. I'll take that trade-off any day of the week. But when I was 18, you couldn't have told me that.
Yeah.
So, have an idea, have a plan, have a thought. Just don't be married to it. Keep an open mind about what might come your way, because what might come your way might be better than what you were planning on. Mm-hmm. So,
all right. Well, thanks for sharing that. Thanks for opening up your home. And it was a pleasure meeting your daughter and your dog. This has been a great experience. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for listening to the Veterans Archives podcast and for helping us honor the service and sacrifice of our nation's veterans. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider sharing it with others so more people can hear these important stories. To learn more about our mission, watch additional veteran interviews, or find out how to record a veteran story, please visit veteransarchives.org. And if you or a veteran you know needs support or resources, we encourage you to download the Battle Buddy app from vetlifetoday.org. You can also hear Veterans Archives on Reads Across America Radio every Thursday at 5 p.m.